forecast first. Sponsored by Natex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Current conditions up, and even though we've got some sunshine out there for some of us, it's obviously been a very cold day today with temperatures currently in the middle 40s right now. 45 degrees in Champaign, 45 also in Mattoon, 48 in Paris, 43 in Bloomington, and 45 in Springfield, which is where we have our Fling America weather camera up on our roofing dog. Again, it's moving around out there because we're still dealing with some very strong wind gusts that are around 30 to potentially 35 miles per hour across the majority of the area. It's going to be, unfortunately, another cold night tonight. We have another freeze warning issued for a majority of the area, so we'll talk about that, as well as the cold temperatures for the week. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
The coronavirus claims more than 500,000 jobs in Illinois in 5 weeks. How Governor Pritzker explains the delay in processing unemployment benefits.
Cases of COVID-19 are quickly spreading in more senior living facilities. So what kinds of restrictions are being put in place at ones in central Illinois? And a teenager was shot and killed in broad daylight. What city leaders are doing to try and put an end to youth violence.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
And our state unemployment filing systems, which were built a decade ago for a much lower number of claims, simply haven't kept pace.
More than 500,000 workers in Illinois tried to file claims for unemployment benefits in a span of just 5 weeks. That's history-making. Many workers are still trying to apply. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Roscoe. House Republicans criticized the Pritzker administration for the delay at the Department of Employment Security. Today, the governor said the state is hiring outside consultants to get the benefit system up to speed. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is live in Springfield tonight. Mark, the system we have in place now is a decade old.
And Jennifer, that's one reason why frustrations are boiling over at the Department of Employment Security. They've never seen a bigger workload, and right now about a quarter of their staff is working from home. Many of them are still braving these conditions and working at state facilities, trying to work through the phone lines and work online to process these claims. But they're not doing it in person over the counter, so that's adding to part of the frustration here. On top of that, there's a new type of unemployment benefit available to self-contractors, people who fill out 1099 tax forms or members of the so-called gig economy. So while the state has to process this record number of claims, they also have to come up with this entirely new way for a new type of worker to apply. The governor said that more than 500,000 claims came in the last 5 weeks alone. They've processed just more than half of them. About 270,000 people have seen benefits show up in their bank accounts. But House Republican leader Jim Durkin today said while he supported the governor's move to halt non-essential businesses, he was less than thrilled with the state's planning operation.
We should have anticipated that a number of these people, that many Illinoisans would be out of a job. The state of Illinois has failed those Illinoisans who have been left out, that were cut out as non-essential, but they have not been able to survive and also rely upon the state of Illinois through the Department of Employment Security.
Now, people that file those unemployment claims will still be entitled to their full benefits, even if they're in the gig economy during those weeks when they're not getting paid. Illinois has also activated that extra $600 for that Congress provided to workers who were laid off during this coronavirus outbreak. That money should also be accompanying your unemployment benefits if that's you. We're getting dozens, maybe hundreds of phone calls and complaints online about this similar thing happening all across the state. But the governor said, look, they're hiring a consultant now to try to get that website up and running. He said by May 11, those gig workers, 1 month from now, will have that up and running. That's a deadline 4 weeks from today, but 7 weeks since he signed that executive order. Jennifer?
It's going to be a long month. All right, Mark, thank you so much. Now, out of the Department of Public Health, new COVID-19 cases are up more than 1,000. That includes another 74 deaths. The total number of cases in the state is now at more than 22,000 with 794 deaths. Now, most of the cases over in Macon County are related to a senior facility in Decatur. The health department confirms 31 of the 42 cases are tied to Fair Havens. So what's being done to protect other residents, that is, against the spread? spread. WCIA3's Gabrielle Franklin explains.
Ever since COVID-19 surfaced, experts have warned that our aging population is at higher risk of facing serious problems if they come down with the virus. Now, family members with loved ones in senior care facilities are becoming increasingly concerned as we see more cases in these buildings popping up in the state and around the nation. The CDC and Illinois Public Health have guidelines for facilities after they have confirmation of a positive test. It includes ending all group activities, performing temperature checks for residents and staff, and limiting visitation to essential personnel. Decatur City Manager wants people living there to be aware of what's going on with Fairhavens so they can slow down the spread.
So people need to know that if you've had any contact with the staff or with other people that may have come and gone from Fairhaven, to take the appropriate action, to be careful and be cognizant of your symptoms.
Macon County Public Health says they normally don't identify a long-term care facility when there's an outbreak of a disease, but they're letting people know about this one to keep the line of communication open within the community. Gabrielle Franklin, WCIA3, your local news leader.
The CDC reports 8 out of 10 deaths in the United States are people over the age of 65. In Illinois, 661 of the state's 794 lives lost happened in people over the age of 60. Officials in 3 different counties are looking for people who all disappeared within a week of each other. The McLean County Sheriff's Office is looking for 31-year-old Tyler Graff from Downs. He was last seen Saturday morning. Authorities had teams looking for him all weekend. They want anyone who might know where he is to contact the number you see there on your screen. They've continued to patrol the area today. In Champaign, police are looking for a 23-year-old man who disappeared last week. They say Jeremy Wallace was visiting his family. He's from Chicago. He left their home late Thursday night and was seen at a business near Kenwood in Springfield in Champaign. He left there and hasn't been seen since. If you know anything, call police or Crime Stoppers. And in Shelby County, police say it's been more than a week since 29-year-old Kimberly Mattingly disappeared. She was last seen April 5th, getting into a blue car with a man. Authorities say her phone later pinged in Effingham, but there's been no other evidence of where she might be. If you've seen her, call the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. It has been a violent past few days in central Illinois, and that includes a teenager who was killed in Urbana Saturday night and several shots fired calls. WCIA3's Courtney Bunting talked to city leaders about how they're responding.
It was still light outside when a 15-year-old was shot and killed while riding his bike. That's why city leaders are taking action. Tirius Pettis was killed on South Philo Road near Michigan Avenue. He was the victim of what Urbana Mayor Diane Marlin says continues to be an issue in our community. That is, youth gun violence. Marlin says this is a group of teenagers who have a past of gun violence between them. She says this is a reminder to the community that this is still a growing problem.
Even though our everyday routines have just been swept away in the past month, all the underlying issues and challenges that we were dealing with a month ago are still there, and in many cases made a lot worse because of the lack of structure, the lack of school.
Marlin says a lot of teen gun crimes are crimes of opportunity. She doesn't know if that's the case with Pettis' death, but she urges all gun owners to be responsible about where they keep their weapons, because many times they're stolen from unlocked vehicles. Right now, police have not released any suspect or arrest information for this crime. Reporting in Urbana, Courtney Bunting, WCIA3, your local news leader.
And Marlin says police are adding more patrols in the area where the teenager was killed. That doesn't mean they'll always be visible, but they are there. Police are investigating after a teenager was shot after midnight Sunday in Springfield. It happened on West North Grand Avenue near North Columbia Avenue. They say a 19-year-old drove himself to the hospital after he was shot in the back. Police say the car he drove was also shot. He's expected to be okay. The Vermilion County Sheriff's Office is investigating possible human remains found in Indianola. They were found in a field Friday. Today, the coroner says they haven't been ordered to give an autopsy related to the case yet. But yesterday, the Sheriff's Office said a test needs to be done to make sure they're human. Firefighters spent hours putting out one fire while the work wasn't done when it was extinguished. Plus this. It can be Hard to see the light in everything that's happening right now. Coming up in a little bit, we have your daily dose of feel good in the Bright Spot.
Double.
Well, our high temperatures today were pretty chilly. In fact, if you look at it, it's kind of deceiving. It says this afternoon. Some of these were actually early this morning, and then the temperatures are able to fall ever since then. So it's going to be a cold night tonight, unfortunately, for us, since we've already been trending down with our temperatures. We have a freeze warning out again, so a majority of the area is in a freeze warning from midnight tonight until 9 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. The reason why it doesn't extend farther to the north is because typically the growing season has not started up in the northern part of the state, and so it already has a bit more in the heart of our viewing area. That's the technical reason why it doesn't have the whole area in it. But it has been at least sunny today, especially later on today once the clouds were able to clear out. Unfortunately, though, more clouds are on their way overnight tonight, so we will see an increase in cloud cover. But the whole reason why we've been so cool today and so windy, the big storm system that brought us the rain showers and storms Saturday, we had obviously a very windy day today, but also a very large severe weather outbreak with the potential there for what's going to be likely potentially a few EF4 tornadoes, maybe even an EF5 tornado ranking in parts of Mississippi and Alabama from the storms that came through last night. It was bad down there. So we were able to see all that weather thanks to that one system coming through. And now we are much cooler as it's passed us by. 45 degrees currently in Champaign, 45 also in Mattoon, and 46 in Danville. Our wind gusts have been very noticeable today, up to around 40, 45 miles per hour. They're coming down a little bit more. We've got them up to around 35 miles per hour max in the area. So we'll continue to see the winds slow down overnight tonight, with lows dropping to around 32 again. Since we're close to that freezing point, that's why there's the freeze warning out for the area, and our clouds will be on the increase. The frost scrape alert, if you are an essential employee who does have to go to work in the mornings, a quick brush of your windshield may be necessary because of the chilly temperatures, but then by the time we get to the afternoon hours, we'll get to around 45 for the high, with mostly cloudy skies and winds out of the west up to around 15 to 25 miles per hour. So here's Wednesday. Unfortunately, we might be talking about on Wednesday morning some light snow showers that are coming through, which will then change over to some rain showers by the time we get warmer by Wednesday afternoon. And then there's likely going to be another chance of that going into our Thursday night and Friday morning with another system coming through there, which will provide us with a chance for a rain-snow mix. So it is a cool week for us here, but as you see with the 7-day, you've got warmer temperatures that arrive by the weekend. Unfortunately, though, we are calling for a wintry mix there on Wednesday and Friday. Both those days look to have the chance of snow in the morning, followed by some rain showers by the afternoon, but nothing we want to talk about at this point in April.
No, I would like to ignore Friday altogether.
Well, let's just try to do that.
All right, thanks. And we're going to do that. We're going to head over to the bright spot right now. It's the part of our newscast where we share the good things you are seeing happening around you. We have some wise words from 10-year-old Layla in Muhammad, and the world came together as people stayed apart. The Rossville Fire Department is showing support with this faith sign outside of their station. Hard to miss that. And lastly, there's this.
Oh, be careful.
That was Mom saying, oh, be careful. But why? They're having so much fun. This is twins Lexi and Silas had fun over the weekend on the trampoline. That's the kind of joy we need right now, and those squeals. We want to see your pictures and videos. Email us or send them on Facebook. We will have a post at the top of our page every day for you to share what you're seeing. People are stocking up at grocery stores, but farmers say they're still hurting. How schools closing play a big role in that. And still to come, a lot of things are going virtual these days, and that includes police training. We're going to show you what that looks like. Tonight at 6, healthcare workers are on the front lines of fighting the coronavirus. Tonight, hear what it's like caring for those patients right here in central Illinois.
And temperatures will be cold tonight. Unfortunately, they're going to be dropping down to around 32, so there's another freeze warning for the area. Then as we go into our Tuesday, we're partly to mostly cloudy, temperatures in the middle 40s, and we're going to stay in the 40s until Friday here. So temperatures for much of this week will be closing in on 20 degrees colder than normal. And because of the cold temperatures, there will be chances for some snow showers to mix in with some of the rain that we have in our forecast Wednesday and Friday. The good news is once you get to the weekend, it does warm up, and it warms up nicely with just a few little spotty showers on Sunday.
Oh, and then we need this to be done.
I hope so.
All right, thanks, Jack. We'll see you again at 6. Thanks for being here. The CBS Evening News is next.